The following story you are about to listen to is from a competition known as an OCT, or an Original Character Tournament. In essence, it is a project where you make a character and try to write a compelling entry against other people, pitting your characters against them in a conflict. As such, this story is going to have some bits of missing context, as the other characters represented have entire backstories to themselves that may not be fully explained due to time constraints. Also, there will likely be many grammatical errors. I do apologize and give you some forewarning. The characters of the Godeater, the Crossguards, Saki, Tenki, Miss X, and the location of the Crossroads all belong to Vashley and the Summer League's organizers. I hope you enjoy this entry. Bloopers at the end. Summer League's Audition, Final Chapter. She had called it the Oni Shrine, so far as Baladeth could remember. It was a quaint place, snowy despite the time of year, which suggested magic was at play. Despite the name's suggestion, it was quite the peaceful place. A building for changing and service of customers was set up before a series of hot springs. This place was empty of the living, save for him, the staff, and Nalagram, who had gone to get undressed for the occasion. It was something he no doubt would have appreciated in a previous life. Not that he didn't enjoy it for what it was now, but the effect was lost when feeling was a sensation reserved for others and not him. He strolled casually to one of the empty pools in the center with naught but the image of a towel that he made around his waist. The vague impression of a naked torso was put on display for those interested, though it was all a show, truthfully. A show more for him than those around him, either way. He gingerly placed a flaming foot into the surface of the water, and immediately it began to boil. The boiling spread quickly to the outer edges of the pool, and the steam blotted out all vision from outside sources. He let out a long and forlorn sigh as he lowered his body the rest of the way into the violently bubbling water. A few moments passed of blissful silence, only to be followed by the sounds of a telltale crash and violent swearing.
You dick! You couldn't have waited until I got in the water!
Nalagram's voice cut through the peace like an obsidian knife. The noise only brought an inward smirk from Baladeth as he got more settled into place. I'm in the center. See if you can... A splash erupted from the opposite end of the pool. Baladeth's vision focused on the source as the telltale hood of his apprentice broke the surface of the water. He was shirtless, pantless, perhaps more, but it was hard to tell. But the cloak never left. It was a strange quirk, but Baladeth could respect wanting to keep his identity secret, even still.
Don't you think our generous host will be pissed when she finds out you boiled all the water out of her hot water bath?
Nalagram asked. He seemed completely unfazed by the temperature of the water. Possibly. We can use this as an opportunity to run some control drills. His apprentice gave a derisive snort.
Always work with you.
There's always work to do, Baladeth replied simply. He noted that Nalagram got comfortable on the edge and raised a finger that he began to twirl around.
Right. So what's the drill we're running today?
Try to keep the steam centered on our pool using the heat you generate. I'm certain you've got an idea as to how large this place is. Baladeth's head tilted up as he stared at the swirling cloud of mist above him. As he spoke, the steam's momentum changed entirely, beginning to spin around and around in a counterclockwise circle. The same motion Nalagram happened to be continuing with his hand. So, what do you think of the Crossroads, my apprentice?
This place blows.
Nalagram's reply was curt and quick, full of energy and a will to do... something. Baladeth wasn't sure what, but it was there. If he could, a grin would have grown on his face. A seed had been planted somewhere in his soul. That would be enough for him, at the very least. What makes you say that? I dare say they are not want for anything here. Nalagram gave an annoyed chuff.
Yep. It's boring, happy, peaceful, and blissfully unaware of issues that happen outside of its own boundaries. It's got status quo labeled all over it.
And it might be something that you're interested in playing with. Even in the mist, Baladeth could see the wide and toothy grin that the necromancer gave.
I didn't say I was leaving, did I? Though there's still the matter of my lodging to be taken care of.
Oh? You've chosen a place to stay already?
I might have found someone to put me up.
Baladeth gave a low chuckle as the fog pooled more and more around them, getting more centralized and dense with each passing second. He suspected that it would start to rain soon were it to continue. I guess we'll just have to wait for her decision. Now then, how did you take care of the Crossguards?
If I told you, it'd ruin the magic, boss man.
Baladeth chose not to comment. Instead, he found himself content to just enjoy the bubbling of the hot spring before the tournament began. He had the feeling this was going to be an eventful weekend. Alright, we've got the audition finished. I'm quite happy with that, crew. The boiling spread quickly to the outer edges of the pool. Son of a bitch. From the opposite end of the pool.